Hello and welcome to Rev Sports, another morning in Chennai. It's match day -1. Tomorrow, India takes on Zimbabwe just as the fly is taking on Rohit. But it's still on you. Anyway, we've now had a good look at the Indian practice session that happened last night under lights. We also had a good look at the pitch. Shubha and Rohit, what is your assessment here? Do you think that this is more of a tricky track, or do you think it's still going to be that 200-ish wicket?
No, I think it's a much better wicket than India have gotten so far in this World Cup. It's a black soil wicket, but since there has not been many matches played here at Chepauk over the last year or so, it is going to play out pretty well. It was rolled. It has been rolled pretty hard in the last few days, and it is almost a fresh wicket. New Zealand Afghanistan was played here, and people are expecting lots of runs here, and of course it will if it's a batting deck, if it is a batting beauty, then it will play into the hands of the Indian team, and that's what everyone wants right now.
Rohit,
Yeah.
Dew is
your
also going to play.
assessment of due of how the pitch is going to play. Yesterday, I don't know if you noticed, but there was a lot of difference in the two practice wickets, the strips that were there. So much so that the spinner and pacer net swapped. They had started on different wickets, but then they swapped because of the way that the pitches were playing. Your thoughts?
Yeah, so means that's the case. Everywhere you go, there are two or three kind of wickets just to get players the kind of practice they needed. If they want to practice specifically versus spin, then you have a pitch which assists the spin. Like yesterday, they had the left hand side one for the spinners and the right hand side one, for the fast bowlers. So that's actually the case. Overall in the world, wherever you go, you get different kind of wickets to prepare differently, and then you have the B nets also of the MH Chidambaram Stadium, where you have almost 5 to 6 kind of practice wickets, and again different wickets, some black, some red, some mixture. So you have these all kind of surfaces there, and that's why Sanju Samson went back for a different kind of practice there. He spent certain time there. Jasprit Bumrah went there for a one-on-one session with Mone Mokal. He just tried to hit the stumps, and that was more of the length thing. But yeah, I think Dew could be a very big factor in this game, because last night what we observed, we have asked from multiple people in the Indian team setup also, that how much is the Dew impacting here, and beat the catching, beat the bowling, everything related to today's game, it will make a huge difference. Uh, you know uh, the Dew will force you to bring certain kind of changes in your team, and you can't say in this particular ground, you can't say it even in Ahmedabad also, that toss won't be a
Yeah.
factor. But definitely you can't say anything related to that, that toss can't be a factor. Toss will be a huge factor in Chennai. Batting first or batting second, you can easily see the difference that, however, in this World Cup, if you see batting first and batting second, both the teams got the results. But I think this particular game, India under pressure, and then Zimbabwe doing really well. If there was a little bit of assistance in the wicket, I don't think you will see a replication of what Zimbabwe had in Wankhede Stadium. So this could be one of the the kind of match where you will see that Indians are trying to strategize differently, but then the wicket will dictate the orders as far as Zimbabwe is concerned. And then the game before that also have everything to play for, the South Africa versus West Indies game. I think for all the Indians, that game was more important than our game.
Right. And, Shubhain, if my assessment is correct, after 8:30-ish, the dew starts to set in, which is obviously when the second inning starts there. And of course, it's right next to the sea, so there is heavy air in that stadium. But how are you assessing the dew factor? Do you think that will also play a role in what, the bowling combination is for Team India?
Yes, it could. It could. Although I am not expecting too many changes in the bowling department, it is pretty settled. But Dew is going to play a massive role from 7:45 onwards. Dew starts to settle in, and by 9, you can feel the Dew can be a game changer post the 9 p.m. mark. So the second innings is where the bowlers will have to use the towels and will have to bowl accordingly. So Dew is going to play a major role. There's no doubt about it. But given that it is Zimbabwe, we still should manage to win this game handsomely. And regardless of whether winning by a big margin or small margin, I think winning is the most important factor right now. And as Rohit also said, the most important game I think would be that afternoon game tomorrow, where South Africa take on Zimbabwe. All sorry, West Indies, and I'm pretty sure the people from the Indian team would be keeping a silent eye on that match as well, and would hope that South Africa do them a favor and defeat West Indies in that particular game. But yeah, Dew is going to play a major role, but I don't think that will you know give an upper hand to any of the team in this game, because India are a superior side to Zimbabwe and are expected to win against Zimbabwe regardless of heavy dew or not.
All right, I have been told my network is a little choppy, so I will disconnect from the. What is going on? Disconnect from the Wi-Fi for a second. It
The
doesn't want.
notification bar is not working.
It doesn't want me to apparently. But okay, we'll continue anyway. Let me just 1 second check what the YouTube is looking like. Audio is all right. It's the video that is causing a bit of trouble. But Rohit, till then, oh, it's Neil saying it's perfect. All right, great. Rohit, there are a few combinations that you could come up with. The most popular question that I've had so far is: do you think Washi and Aksar both could play, or do you think a Rinku Singh could possibly give way for a Kuldeep Yadav? Do you think something like that could happen?
Uh, Looking at the nature of the wicket and the way it has been, means only one game was played here before tomorrow's game, but I think it's very fresh. This wicket is not a very not a wicket, yeah, which is very tidy or which has been used multiple
right.
times as compared to other stadiums in India or in Sri Lanka. So at this point of time, if you look at the wicket, it is something where you don't have much for the spinners, is what I think. It won't hold up that bit. I remember in Ahmedabad the new ball also sticking up a little bit, and that was the main reason that why Indians were not able to time the ball properly. But I don't think that this could be the factor here in Chennai. The new ball will skid up with a good pace. And with that thing under observation, I think Kuldeep Yadav could be a big factor because he loves to get that pace in the ball. He's not someone who enjoys a lot of sluggishness or where the ball hold up a little bit. He's someone who has that ability to turn the ball, to get the bounce out of it also, but he need little bit of pace from the wicket. And that case could be something which is very very important if you look at a Kuldeep Yadav. And he was the first one, as Shubhanda was rightly telling me, that he was the first one to went to the pitch, and he was the first one who has seen the wicket just after leaving the bus and coming to the ground. He was the first one. So there could be a hint there also, but then you can't sit out Akshar Patel, because I'm not saying that the backlash you had in the Ahmedabad game, but for the overall combination, I think as a bowler you can question Akshar Patel also, but as a batter and the way he has chipped in with his all-round skills, I don't think there's a lot of questions around Akshar Patel. Washi with the ball, Washi with the bat, and Washi in the field, and you compare Washi to Akshar. Akshar is obviously having an upper hand there. So I think Akshar will be a definite in. Rinku, we are still waiting that when he will be back, because our sources are telling us that there could be a possibility that he will come back before this Zimbabwe game. And you all know that it's a World Cup, playing for the India flag. There's nothing bigger than this. So the motivation obviously will be there. Yes, what the things which are going on, as far as his medical emergency is concerned, is obviously a very tight situation where he has to choose. But I think what our sources are telling us, that yeah, he could be available for this game. Now, India want that combination also, because there was a discussion before yesterday also that can we bring up a Washington Sundar or Akshar Patel together in place of Rinku Singh, or can Rinku Singh miss this game particularly before this medical emergency news came? I think so. Yeah, there is certain kind of conversations related to that, but I don't think that Akshar and Washi will be in the squad. Both of them will be in the squad.
All right, there's a super chat here. Shashank is asking India should focus on their five best bowlers and use them smartly rather than focusing on sixth or seventh bowling option.
Five bowlers are almost fixed. Arshdeep, Bumrah, Akshar Patel is there, Hardik
Hardik.
Pandya is there, and Varun Chakravarti is
Yeah.
there. These are your primary five bowling unit, five-man bowling unit who will be bowling. And of course, if need be, then you can of course use your other bowlers in Abhishek and Tilak. But I don't think the Surya has used them wisely. There were instances where Abhishek could have been used with the ball in this World Cup, but he chose to not go to him rather than go to the bowlers who have been conceding runs. So Surya's captaincy, I have been a tad disappointed by his captaincy in this World Cup, but hopefully they will course correct in this particular game and in the remainder of the tournament. And but five bowling options wise, I think these are your best options. I don't think Kuldeep will be in the 11. I don't think Washi will be in the 11. And they will go back to Akshar Patel and make it work.
All right, Lucky Bhaskar is saying in last 5-10 minutes on the show, our World Cup campaign is almost over. Will this Indian team put ego aside and play to the situation? Feels like okay, that part I won't take, but the first is a valid question. Plus, we have a press conference today. Let's see who comes out.
Sitanshu
Hopefully, I was just about to say, hopefully it's not Sitanshu
It is
Kotak
Sitanshu Kotak.
because he's tight-lipped.
No, but I think first part of the question, I don't think it's an ego. It's the kind of it's the kind of batting style they have chosen, and they have been following this from last what 10 or 15 games. They wanted to play in a certain way. There is a style this team replicated, and then you got results out of from playing with this kind of style, this kind of aggressive batting style. So I don't think that this is an ego or any other kind of thing. This is very similar to what we can call a approach which has given you results, and you are following the similar approach. So this is, yes, you have to be smart enough to know that right now the wicket is not behaving that well, or on the other hand there are wickets falling. So I can choose to take singles rather than going for the big hits, or I can choose to play in the V rather than going for the horizontal shots. That could be one thing, but I don't think it's an ego. And yeah, on the other part, that Sutanshu Kotak, yeah, I think that's the best bet from the BCCI point of view. We are
Yeah.
thinking, means BCCI, not saying BCCI, means it's the best thing from the team management's point of view that they sent Sutanshu Kotak, because with Sutanshu Kotak coming into the press conference, you
No
know that you
headlines.
won't get anything. He won't say that yes there is a problem. He won't say there is spin is a major threat to us. He won't say that Tilak Verma's form is a concern. So I think best bet from Team India's point of view is send Sutanshu Kotak. He won't say anything. Rather sending a Gautam Gambhir in this kind of scenario, or a Ryan Descarte also,
happening.
because he is also someone who tells you that what exactly is happening. And you don't come out from press conferences room with disappointment that why they are not accepting that what's happening, what's been seen by the world, what's been told by the opponent players. They are already smiling at you that don't you think that we are also watching where Team India is lacking. So I think that kind of answers you won't get, but yeah, it's from the Team India's point of view. So they will send their best man, and their best man is Sutanshu Kotak.
In this situation, yes, there
In
are
any kind of situation, whenever you are in trouble or in any kind of
the
such
best the
situations,
best press conference was back at the Oval from Sitanshu Kotak.
I think the best press conference was in Eden Gardens also. After
Your mic is
no, no,
Leeds.
in Eden Gardens also, where uh, I think in Eden Gardens or in Guwahati, where he said that about the curator and all things.
Yes,
Yeah, that was also one of the best.
yes, he has attended too many press conferences.
Shubha, and a lot of questions also being raised over Abhishek Sharma, obviously. I personally do not think he will be someone who will be dropped for this game. What are your thoughts about it?
No, I don't think he will be dropped. What he has done for the Indian team over the last year or so, I don't think he will
He
be
deserves
dropped.
the fate.
Yeah, and after, especially after Surya Kumar Yadav's comments that we will be covering him in his bad phase now. If they after one match, if they drop him, then that will be pretty much comical in team's point of view. So I don't think Abhishek will be dropped, and he will be used as an opener for sure in the remainder of the World Cup. I'm pretty sure about it.
Okay, final couple of questions. Ashish is asking, what's your opinion on why our mindset is changed? Suddenly, we are playing very fearlessly in bilateral crickets. Back then, we were playing fearlessly. Now, We are playing conservative cricket. What is the reason behind that? Surya Kumar Yadav and the rest of the management explained it multiple times
Yeah,
that
the
it's
pitch,
adaptability
the
and tricky
pitch has
conditions.
been
Yeah.
one of the major reasons. The pitches you got in bilateral series were pretty much flat. Here you are getting a bit of tired wickets, trickier wickets. I'm not saying it's unplayable wickets, but trickier wickets where players have failed to adapt and play according to the conditions. That's the only thing we are lacking. And this World Cup has not been about 220s or 250s. It's all been about 180s to 200s where
Yeah.
you can score and manage the scores pretty well.
Okay, what's your? Oh, sorry, nobody is talking about the abysmal fielding of the Indian team. We're talking about it, and yesterday as well, we're seeing in all of these practice sessions how much attention has been put on catching drills and fielding drills. And yesterday, at the end of the session, Varun Chakravarti was given a special drill by T. Dilip where he was looking down, and at the final second, he was asked to look up at the catch and then take it to make him sharper. But fielding concerns still growing.
I think I think in last 1 year we have dropped a lot many of catches. Be it the Champions Trophy, I think we were at top when it comes to drop catches. I think there was
Asia
nine of
Cup.
them. Asia Cup again we dropped a lot, and the thing is that our best fielders are also dropping catches. Means it's not about like in England series you saw Ravindra Jadeja putting down a sitter, in that England series. And in between, in that whole series, there were multiple catches being dropped. In the Border Gavaskar Trophy, also, there were multiple catches dropped, defined the result of the game.
Yep.
And after that, if you see Champions Trophy, Asia Cup, bilateral series,
England.
there, yeah, multiple catch drops, and that gives you an idea that it's not about only one player, or it's not about the technique of one player. It's about all the other players also, your best fielders also. Look at Abhishek Sharma in Asia Cup. He dropped two versus Pakistan. So look at
Tilak
someone like a
Verma.
Hardik Pandya, Tilak Verma. They dropped catches. So I don't think that we can say that nobody is putting efforts. Yes, putting efforts is one thing. Now, but when you are in the field and when you are watching a ball, and even the simplest of the catches, I'm not talking about that there were some tough chances and that could change the course of the game. There were some simple catches also,
इतनी सी
and it's
जगह
been dropped. चली जाएगी भाई, उधर से चली जाएगी गाड़ी.
हाँ बोलो बोलो.
yeah, yeah, go
So
ahead.
it has been dropped. Those catches were dropped, but again, calling criticism as far as T. Dilip is concerned, or the other members of the team India is concerned. I don't think it will be right thing to say that T. Dilip is not putting his efforts. He's doing multiple things, as far as we know, because we saw this team doing practice, putting
Everywhere.
efforts there,
100%, yeah.
putting half an hour, 1 hour into the fielding
Yep.
practice drills, throwdowns, direct hits, flat catches, high catches, everything been done. So yeah, fielding is a problem, but I don't think that this team is not putting efforts to make it a little better. But yeah, we are not getting the results as far as catches are concerned.
On that note, we've taken as many comments as we possibly could have. Now it's on to Chepauk. We will head there very soon. 2 p.m. is when the Indian team starts their practice. And they practice until 5 p.m. 3 p.m. is the Sitanshu Kotak press conference. So we will be bringing you
4
all
p.m.
the 4 p.m.
3
3
p.m.
p.m. 3 p.m. is when the Sitanshu Kotak press conference is happening. We'll be bringing you all the updates. So don't forget to join us then. Till then, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And have a good day.